Hey sisters, you're listening to the Blessed Brokenness podcast. I'm your host, Crystal. While you're here, my goal is to fill you with truth, give you hope, and encourage every single one of you to help you realize that no matter what you have walked through in this life, that does not define you. I want to help you understand that you're not just broken, but you are holy because you've been made holy. I hope to inspire you to walk the journey back to who you were created to be, allowing you to be healed of everything that has made you feel broken. So come on, sister, let's get you back to that real amazing woman and shut down the lies that have made you feel less than. There comes a time when we begin to feel an itch for something more, but not everyone goes and investigates. Not everyone goes and opens the door. Not everyone asks the questions. Not everyone chooses that narrow path. Not everyone says yes. Why is that? We want more, but we get a taste, and then we begin to shrink back into our area of comfort, right? Why? Because it's hard, and we don't believe enough in ourselves or the Father to get us through. I gotta be honest with you. Heck yeah, it's hard. It's not easy being pruned, corrected, transformed. It's not easy having the world plucked out of you when you thought that was truth all along. I began to feel an itch quite a few years ago, and it became my journey to truth. Years of transformation, years of pruning, years of discipline, to getting back to the place of my original design. You see, when God created us, our original design was perfect. But then somewhere along the way, we were fed some lies and ended up believing them. We started looking around the world for answers. We began to think that we were not good enough when we tried something just one time. We believed the harsh words of someone's opinion of us. We began to think that life is about money. The more you have, the better your life is, right? We began to believe that we didn't have what it takes. We allowed shame and condemnation to sit in our living rooms day in and day out. We allowed things into our bodies that caused destruction over time. We hustled our way through life being busier than busy and called it the life, and it made us proud. We began to shrink back from community because it's hard to be in a room with people so different, or because we were hurt at some point. We allowed fear to be rooted in our front yard, growing into a large thing that hovers over us everywhere we go. We begin to believe the person we look at in the mirror is just who we are, with all the worldly attachments, greed, lust, alcoholism, anger, attitude, lack, fear, depression, anxiety, materialism, and so much more. Y'all, I had anger, attitude, lack, depression, anxiety, and materialism attached to me like it was a sibling and part of my DNA. And I thought, well, that's just who I am. But the truth was that none of this was pure. It didn't provide me with freedom. It kept me in this box with chains attached to me, and I couldn't get out. I was stuck, constantly looking at my problems, living in fear, looking at the problems of other people, looking at what I lacked, suppressed my personality, trying to fill a void and mold myself into what the world thought I should be like. I was carrying around some heart wounds and even wanted to commit suicide at one point. Did a father who loved his children intend for us to live this way? Heck no. You see, God created us perfectly, But we believed the lie that we were not good, that we have nothing to offer, that our personalities were crappy, that we were too tall or too short, that our legs were too big, that our eyes needed to be a different color, that our hair isn't straight enough or good, that we were too dark or too light, that we were too old for fun, that our natural is ugly. You were created beautifully as a masterpiece. Start to believe that truth before you take in another lie. Believe that your personality is a gift, that you were not created to be like anyone else. Believe that the person you were before someone told you their opinion of you was so darn good that she didn't need to be fixed. And forgive yourself when you tried to fix her. The truth of who we are, you guys, that has got to go beyond the surface, is perfect. God is calling you back to her. That's why life can be a struggle, because we are trying to live outside of our original design, living a life that is not God's best. You, my love, are so needed, so loved, so beautiful, so unique, so amazing. But I need you to begin to believe that. Pick your head up as you speak words of truth over yourself. Hold your head up high and pick up your crown. It got knocked off, and for years you walked past it, on the ground, looking at it and believing that you were not worthy. So you continued day in and day out, just stepping over it. Pick it up. Pick up your crown. Pick up that crown and put it back on, because you are the child of a king. Now, my sister, it's time to walk in that and believe the absolute truth. Sisters, from this day forward, I hope that you will start to believe that the way you were designed originally was absolutely perfect. You don't have to go through this life being someone else or believing someone else's lies. You can step in to you. Thank you for joining me for this episode of the Blessed Brokenness podcast, and I hope you will catch us next time. See you later.